On the news, EFCC detains Emefiele after DSS frees former CBN governor. Court lifts Southeast governor's ban on IPOB, awards Nnamdi Kanu 8 billion naira. And Senate to amend Cybercrime Act 2015. Hello and welcome to News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Timisola Achigun. Embattled former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, has been detained in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Emefiele, who is currently being interrogated at the national headquarters of the anti-graft agency, Jabi Abuja, was picked up by EFCC operators less than an hour after he regained his freedom from the dungeon of the Department of State Services, DSS. According to reports, the EFCC is probing Emefiele over alleged impropriety during his term as the head of the Apex Bank. A bill seeking to amend the Cybercrimes Act of 2015 has passed second reading in the Senate. The bill, sponsored by Senator Shehu Buba representing Bauchi South, seeks, among other things, to correct errors contained in the Principal Act and empower the National Security Advisor, NSA. It also seeks to monitor compliance with the provisions of the Act. Correspondent Jide Olaniro completes the story.
7 days after the bill was first considered, the sponsor is here again explaining the essence of the proposed amendment, which is designed to remove encumbrances to the proper implementation of the provision of the Act.
Legislation on advanced fee fraud is among the earliest intervention by the Nigerian government on cybercrime, but the law is inadequate to meet the intricacies of technological developments. The most recent statute on cyber crimes in Nigeria is the Cyber Crimes Prevention etc. Act 2015. The vaunted objectives of this act include the provision of an effective and unified legal, regulatory, and institutional framework for the prohibitions, preventions, detections, prosecutions, and punishment of cyber crimes in Nigeria.
Other lawmakers also supporting the motion pointed out the necessity of the bill, as cybercrime has turned into a virus that has eaten deep into the country.
Distinguished colleagues, we have to bear the witness that the issue of cybercrime is a major cancer that is eating deep into our fabrics as of today. This bill seeks to, first of all, to amend that title from cybercrime to cybersecurity. And this bill seeks to correct that, let me use the word, maybe a mistake from 0.005 to 0.5%. And this bill does not place any burden on the federal government as it concerns finances. Rather, this bill will help to increase the financing.
We will have to look at ways that we can protect stealing. Stealing is not just breaking into somewhere, but you can just hold your phone or your computer system and do a lot of damage, immeasurable, that can affect even the economic stability of this country. It also disrupts computing systems.
In his remarks, the Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, agrees with his colleagues to refer the bill to the Committee on National Intelligence and Security.
The bill is referred to the Committee on ICT and Cybercrime and National Security and Intelligence because of the security components of it. So it's going to be taken by these two committees.
It is reported that the banking industry has so far lost 9.5 billion naira to electronic fraud in 2023.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan has visited President Bola Tinubu at the presidential villa in Abuja. The visit comes 24 hours after the Supreme Court affirmed Tinubu's election in the keenly contested February 25, 2023 presidential poll. Briefing journalists after the closed-door meeting with the president, Jonathan says his visit was to inform Tinubu of some of his recent foreign engagements as well as some sundry issues affecting the country.
It was an opportunity for me to also to congratulate Mr. President, and we talked a lot about the country. And so you'll soon see me, because there are certain things we discuss, and the country must move forward. And elections are over, so we must move forward. We need to bring everybody, all our political leaders, including all the former presidents, together. We will not be fighting. If we fight, like this common saying that when two elephants fight, the grass suffer. If top leaders continue fighting, they will not suffer that much, but the downtrodden will suffer. And we want to end all this tension and so on. So we move forward as a nation. Yes, we have challenges economically now, but we still have what it takes to lead. And these are some of the issues I will continue to have a conversation with Mr. President, including briefing him on all my foreign programs, because they are not personal issues. As traditionally, former presidents go outside the country for these continental, regional programs, even some international. You come home and you tell your president. So that's the tradition. So most of the time when you see me here, it's because of this thing that we must do, and to move Nigeria forward, to move ECOWAS forward, to move the African continent forward.
The Labour Party has rejected the judgment of the Supreme Court, affirming the victory of President Bola Tinubu. In a unanimous decision on Thursday, the 7-member panel of the Apex Court dismissed the petitions of Peter Obi of the Labour Party and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), challenging the Tinubu's victory in the February 25 election. Reacting to the verdict, Labour Party National Chairman Julius Abure describes it as shocking and surprising and calls on international communities to rise and defend democracy in Nigeria. He also urges citizens not to lose hope, adding that a new Nigeria is still possible.
We are indeed very shocked and surprised that even the Apex Court will toe the line of an earlier judgment in spite of all the flaws associated with the judgment delivered by the Presidential Election Appeal Tribunal. Having conclusively exercised our fundamental rights as gifted to us by the laws of the land, we have no other choice but to move on. We may be disappointed and dismayed by the outcome of the exercise, but we have chosen to trudge on and to remain optimistic of what the future holds for the nation. We weep for our institutions that cannot rise to the occasion and courageously defend democracy and the voices of the people. However, there are great lessons to be learnt. What transpired in Nigeria since February 25th presidential election is a clear testament that our institutions are not working, and that we may be sliding towards dictatorship. It is very clear that the executive and the judiciary have all been hijacked. This is so unfortunate for our democracy, and it is even more for the people of Nigeria.
Still on electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has confirmed the accreditation of 1,255 personnel from 94 media organizations for the effective coverage of the November 11 off-cycle governorship elections in Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa State. INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu made this known in Abuja during a stakeholders consultative meeting with media executives of various media outlets. Yakubu reminds them of the Commission's stance against censorship while appealing to the media executives to form a bulwark against fake news. On her part, the Director News, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria (FRCN), Hussaina Akila, urges journalists that would be deployed to cover the governorship elections to bring their professionalism to bear on the course of the exercise.
I'd like to also assure you that the issue of fake news is quite a big challenge, but nobody here among my colleagues will deliberately go out there to spread fake news. In fact, this engagement you are sustaining with the media is an antidote, as you said, against fake news. So we on our part will do our bit and contribute responsibly to ensuring that we do not encourage the spread of fake news and will not also engage in it.
The National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, says President Bola Tinubu is committed to credible elections, assuring the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, of no interference in the off-cycle Bayelsa, Kogi and Imo governorship elections. Ribadu gave the assurance on Friday when he met with the INEC chairman, Mahmoud Yakubu, along with the Commission's national commissioners and other members of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security. The gathering, held at the NSA office in Abuja, is part of the consultative meetings by the Commission ahead of the November 11, 2023 off-season exercise. Security of voters, critical election materials, and the protection of collation centers were part of the concerns raised by the INEC chairman during Friday's meeting. The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Tunji Alausa, says the federal government is willing to support the Lagos State government to ensure more affordable and accessible healthcare service delivery to its residents. Alausa made the pledge when he paid a courtesy visit to the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, at the Lagos State House. On his part, the Governor of Lagos, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, assures the Minister of the willingness and readiness of Lagos State to collaborate with the federal government in areas of expertise to help complement what is being done in the state. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has set ablaze exhibits with a street value of 16 billion naira in the Shagamu area of Ogun State, all collected from the southwest geopolitical zone in Nigeria. The Director General of NAFDAC, Mojisola Adeyeye, who was represented by the Director on Investigation and Enforcement, Francis Ononiwu, says that the items were collected from manufacturers, importers, and distributors, and the destruction is necessary so as to prevent redistribution into the market. He, however, appeals to community leaders, religious leaders, health practitioners, and family members to desist from patronizing quacks and drug peddlers.
Some of the products also, aside from the ones that were evacuated from the circulation during raids, some were voluntarily handed over by compliant companies. These are companies that are marketing authorization holders. Some of their products in the course of storage gets expired before they finish selling all the products. So they keep such products for activities like this, which is what we are having now. The products we are destroying today are products that are from southwest zone part of Nigeria.
This activity now will help us to, project it. People will get to know more that there is danger in consuming unwholesome, substandard, expired products, and that we are interested in mopping them out of the society. So with more awareness, nobody will want to consume what is injurious to their health. Many people patronize these products out of ignorance. They don't know the danger they are doing to themselves. So more sensitization. As we are working, we also depend on the press to help us to project our activities so that the people who are ignorant, people who don't know, they will get more aware of our activities. And then, more importantly, the dangers in these unconventional practices of selling unwholesome, unregistered, expired products.
The Enugu State High Court has declared the Southeast Governors Forum ban on the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, as illegal. Justice Onovo gave the ruling on Thursday, 6 years after the forum under the leadership of former Ebonyi State Governor David Umahi prescribed activities of the pro-Biafra group. The leader of the group, Nnamdi Kanu, had in the wake of the move approached the court seeking a reversal and sought an 8 billion naira payment in damages for the physical, mental, emotional and psychological trauma he had been subjected to. A group under the aegis of the concerned elites of Rivers State has described as baseless and untrue an allegation that the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, is supportive of the Israeli government as its war with the Palestinians rages on. Former Governor Wike has come under intense criticism since he played host to the Israeli ambassador to Nigeria, Michael Freeman, on Tuesday, October 3, days before the Hamas attack on Israel and the consequent and continued retaliation by the Jewish nation. At a press briefing in Abuja, the convener for the concerned elites of Rivers State, Tony Okocha, maintained that the meeting between Wike and Freeman was purely for agricultural partnership in the interest of farmers in the FCT.
The federal government, Nigeria as it were, has not spoken officially on the issues of the war between Israel and Gaza. So what powers, does Wike have or will he generate as just a minister, an assignee of the federal government, assignee of the president, to begin to speak on behalf of the government? Okay? And then if the Palestinians will visit with him with the intention of helping to develop the Federal Capital Territory, I mean, he will grab it with two hands. Just the same way the Israelis said, he asked them, look, Abuja has veritable land. We can do agriculture will thrive here. And they will say, okay, we are going to deploy our technology to help you. We're also going to get you some security technology that will help to beef up security in the area. And what is obtainable right now in the world is digital economy. We will bring all of those to bear to help you. I mean, he couldn't have been an infidel. Now, when he's afraid of security gadgets that will come, Wike was chief of staff before me. He was 5 years chief of staff. In fact, I took over from him when he left to become minister. So he had the pre-knowledge of what the Israelis brought to River State that was able to help checkmate insecurity in the states. And so if he was discussing with them, he wasn't discussing with them from a point of nothingness or that he didn't have knowledge. He knew.
We'll take a short break, but still to come, Senate to investigate the implementation of the PIA. Stay with us for details of this and other stories. Welcome back. Let's quickly take you through our top stories. Embattled former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, has been detained in the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Emefiele, who is currently being interrogated at the national headquarters of the anti-graft agency, Jabu, Abuja, was picked up by EFCC operatives less than an hour after he regained his freedom from the dungeon of the Department of State Services, DSS. According to reports, the EFCC is probing Emefiele over alleged impropriety during his term as the head of the Apex Bank. We also told you that the Enugu State High Court has declared the Southeast Governors Forum ban on the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB as illegal. Justice Onovo gave the ruling on Thursday, 6 years after the forum, under the leadership of former Ebonyi State Governor David Umahi, prescribed activities of the pro-Biafra group. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV or log on to our website on www.tv316nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store and Huawei App Gallery. On Facebook, we're TV360 Online.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other People Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Well, it's time for business news with Tamilore Akinkwoliye. What's happening, Tamilore?
Thank you, Sumisola. Hello and welcome to Business News. The Nigerian Senate has taken a significant step by strengthening its committees on petroleum, upstream, downstream and gas to conduct a thorough investigation into the implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act (PIA) concerning the potential departure of international oil companies (IOCs) from Nigeria. This decision stemmed from the adoption of a motion titled Urgent Need for an Inquiry into the Implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021 with a focus on potential IOC's exit from Nigeria, a case study of ExxonMobil in Akwa Ibom State. TV366 correspondent Jide Olaniro compiled the story.
The motion, sponsored by Senator Aniekan Etim Bassi, representing Akwa Ibom Northeast under the People's Democratic Party (PDP). In his opening remarks, Senator Bassi highlights the historical context, emphasizing that the discovery of oil and gas resources in Nigeria prompted the entry of IOCs into the country with the goal of advancing the exploration, development and production of the energy sector.
The Senate acknowledges the discovery of oil and gas in commercial quantity in Nigeria, so to the arrival of international oil companies, IOCs, such as Shell, BP, Mobil Producing Nigeria Limited, later merged into ExxonMobil.
Some notable IOCs that established a presence in Nigeria included Shell, Mobil Producing, and Nigeria Ajib Oil. During the debate, Senator Ekong Samson, representing Akwa Ibom South, discussed the motion's significance and called upon his fellow senators to promptly approve it.
To this extent, this motion is very timely. We need to monitor, we need to measure the implementation of the PIA. And we need also to hold discussions. We need to measure the impact on the host communities. Akwa Ibom South extensively is yet to feel the impact of the PIA. We need to know what is going on. And ExxonMobil plays a key role in the economy, not just of my state, but in this country.
The Senate has tasked its committees on petroleum, upstream, downstream and gas to undertake a comprehensive inquiry into the implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act.
That is, the Senate should mandate its committee on petroleum upstream, downstream, and gas to conduct a holistic investigation on the implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act (PIA) with regards to potential exits of IOCs from Nigeria. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The Petroleum Industry Bill, PIB, was finally passed by the National Assembly in July 2021 and assented into law as the Petroleum Industry Act 2021 PIA by former President Muhammadu Buhari on 16 August 2021 after so many setbacks.
We'll take a short break and be back with stock market report. As the final day of trading for the week and the trading on the Nigerian Stock Exchange ended on a positive note, appreciating by 0.08%, leaving the all-share index at 67,136.58 and the market cap at 36.89 trillion. Now, since the boost for the market, Beggar Paints led the gainers with 10% share price appreciation, closing at 13 naira 20 kobo from 12 naira, followed by Red Star Express at a gain of 30 kobo from 3 naira percent. In aggregate, 118 NGS listed equities participated in trading, but had a 20% decline in volume and a little bit of improvement in values and deals compared to the previous day trading. To isolate global stock, it's a mixed trading day as the Japan's Nikkei bonded back to the grains at 1.27%, leaving UK FTSE and US Dow Jones at 0.86% and 0.42%. And that's all on the business and stock market report. Over to you, Simi, for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Samilore. On the foreign scene, U.S. fighter jets launched airstrikes early on Friday on 2 locations in eastern Syria linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps in retaliation for a slew of drone and missile attacks against U.S. bases and personnel in the region that began early last week. U.S. facilities in Iraq and Syria have been hit by a series of low-level attacks by drones and rockets over the past 10 days that have been claimed by Iran-backed militia amid growing fears that the Hamas-Israel war could escalate into a regional conflict. The strikes, which the Pentagon says hit a weapons storage facility and an ammunition storage facility used by the IRGC and militia, were the first of such U.S. military intervention since war broke out between Hamas and Israel on October 7. And on the sporting scene, Bayern Munich captain and goalkeeper Neuer will make his comeback in Saturday's home Bundesliga match with Darmstadt, having missed almost a year with a broken leg, coach Thomas Tuchel said on Friday. The 37-year-old, a World Cup winner with Germany in 2014, has not played since suffering the injury in a skiing accident last December, days after returning from featuring for his country at the World Cup in Qatar. Well, that's it on the news now at this time. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.